So today we will be discussing about how to apportion the indirect cost to various products. Okay, we have already understood what is overhead, what is the direct material, direct labor, charging of direct material and direct labor to the product is known as allocation. Okay, and charging of overheads to the product is known as apportionment of overheads to various products. Okay, now read this illustration. In this we will understand how to charge the common expenses to the product. So common expense means overhead. For understanding, you can understand overhead means common expenses. So just everybody read this illustration. T Limited has two production departments and two service departments. Okay, so T Limited is having two production department, P1 and P2, and provides you the following data. Direct material, direct wages. So these are direct cost. So no need of apportioning the direct cost. It is allocated already. Now here some bases are given. See, floor area of the company, square feet. So production department P1 is of 5,000 square feet and P2 is of 4,000 square feet. Clear? Service department S1 is 3,000 square feet, S2 is 2,000 square feet. So this is floor area. Then value of plant and machinery is given. Okay. Value of stock, number of workers working in production department 1 is 100 workers are there in P1, 50 workers are working in department P2, 25 workers are there in S1 department, service department, and 25 workers in S2 department. Number of lights, P1 is having 200 light points. Likewise, for other departments are also it is given. Okay, and horsepower of machines is given 50, 25, 15, and 10. So these are the bases which will be used for apportioning the overhead costs to the products. So it is very simple. Let us understand. See, indirect expenses details are given in the question. See, factory rent, trade, tax, repairs 14,000. See, these are all indirect expenses. List is given in the question. See, factory rent, trade, tax, repairs 14,000. Depreciation, insurance, repair machinery 28,000. Insurance, supervision and staff welfare expenses, stores overhead, lighting and heating, power. All these things are common expenses, indirect expenses you can say. Now we will have to allocate this indirect expenses to different departments. Okay, products or departments you can say. Now prepare a statement showing apportionment of overheads. Very simple. So how to solve that? Let us understand. So illustration number 4. Direct material and direct wages not required because they are direct cost. What is asked in the question? Only apportion the overheads, indirect cost. So direct material and direct labor is not relevant for our question. Okay, because it is already directly charged traced to the product. Clear? Now next thing understand. All these things are basis which we will use for apportioning the indirect cost. So one by one we will discuss. So statement showing apportionment of overheads. Particulars. Okay. Total overhead. That is rupees amount, you can write amount rupees. Basis of apportionment. How we will apportion the common cost to different departments. Because common cost will be relevant for all the departments. No? P1, P2, S1, S2. So like this, 4 departments are there in the company. So we will apportion this cost to all the 4 departments using some basis. So how that we will do that, we will understand that. So before that, everybody make the format. So everybody make the format and keep particulars, total amount of overheads, okay, basis of apportionment, department P1, P2, S1, S2. So everybody fastly make the format, then we can start. Okay, done everybody. Formatting. So first indirect expenses, factory rent, trade, tax and repairs. Factory rent, rates, taxes and repairs. What is the amount? 14,000. See, 14,000 is the indirect expense of factory rent, rates and taxes and repairs. So now this 14,000 we will have to put it in all the 4 departments. Now see, factory rent. Rent means on which base you will use the floor area, value of plant, stock, number of workers, number of light points, horsepower of machine is given. So for rent, which will be the more relevant base from this floor area, because rent will be based on area, no? Correct. Rent we can divide on basis of area. So basis of apportionment of rent will be floor area. See, logical, no? Simple. Yeah, correct. Because rent we can charge it on area basis. So we have decided the basis floor area. Okay. Now, if you want, you add one more column, ratio, for ratio. Ratio is simple. See, floor area for each department is given 5,000, 4,000, 3,000, 2,000. So ratio will be 5:4:3:2. Correct, no? Ratio, you know, already you have done 5:3:2, 5:4:3:2. So this will be the ratio. Okay, now charge this to each departments. Everybody do that. 14,000. Now you have to divide this in ratio and put the amount here. This is known as apportionment of overheads. Yes, fastly everybody do. 14,000 you divide it in 5:4:3:2 and put it in the respective columns. Everybody do. Ratio, you know how to calculate. 5 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2. How much it will be? 14. So 14,000 divided by 14 into 5 will come in first column. So how much it is? 14,000 divided by 14 into 5. 5,000. Correct. 5,000, 4,000, 3,000 and 2,000. So likewise, we have divided the 14,000 into different departments. Product 1, product 2, service 1, service 2. Clear this part first, everybody? Okay. Now, let us go to the next over depreciation, insurance, repairs and machinery. Depreciation, insurance, and repairs of machinery. Which base you can just a minute. Now, which base you can use for allocating this, apportioning this depreciation, insurance, and repairs of machinery out of this floor area? See, value of plant and machinery is given. No, see, plant and machinery. So depreciation we will allocate on this basis. So value of plant and machinery. How much it is? 28,000. Basis will be value of plant and machinery. So this basis we will use. Ratio will be 5:6:2:1. That ratio we can take, no? 5:6:2:10. 5:6:2:1. Five is to 6 is to 2 is to 1. Okay, value of plant and machinery. Depreciation, we can charge it on value of plant and machinery. Okay, this will be the basis. So everybody do this fastly. What will be the apportionment amount? So everybody calculated 10, 12, 4. Okay. 10,000, 12,000, 4,000, and here it will be how much? 2,000. Okay, good. So we have apportioned the depreciation based on value of machinery. Now next, insurance of stock. It is a indirect expense. Insurance of stock. What base you can use for dividing insurance of stock? 700 rupees. So we will have to check the question, no, for basis. What base you can use from this sheet? Floor area, value of plant, value of stock, number of workers, light points, or horsepower of machines. See, what we are insuring? Stock, no? So what will be more relevant? Value of stock. So this will be the basis. So just you have to apply logic with what is the overhead and how to allocate it. So stock insurance, more appropriate will be to divide it on value of stock, no? Value of stock. What will be the ratio? Say 35 is to 25 is to 5 is to 5. 35 is to 25 is to 5 is to 5. So divide this accordingly. 700 rupees. So if you want, you can further reduce it also. 7 is to 5 is to 1 is to 1 also you can do. Anybody is dividing this? 7 is to 5 is to 1 is to 1 you can do. 7 plus 5, 12. 12 plus 1, 13, 14. Like that, 700 divided by 14, you can solve it. So just give me this values. $350, $250, $50, and $50. Yes, good. Next, indirect expenses, supervision and staff welfare expense. Supervision and staff welfare expense. How much it is? 2,000. So now you tell me which base you will use from this details given. What will be the most relevant base? Staff welfare and supervision expenses. So out of this, which will be the relevant base? Staff welfare is related to whom? Workers, no? So number of workers will be relevant. Logical. No? Staff welfare is related to whom? Workers. So number of workers we can take as the base. Correct. Number of workers. So ratio will be 150, 25, 25. So ratio you can divide, no? So 4 is to 2 is to 1 is to 1 ratio. 100 is to 50 is to 25 is to 25. This you can further break down as 4, 2, 1, 1. So solve this, you will get the values. Anybody calculating? 2000 you have to divide in this ratio. Two thousand divided by 8 into 4,000. Correct. $500, 250 and 250. Yeah, correct. Now next indirect expenses, stores overhead. Stores overhead. How much? Stores overhead 1000. Now we have to check the base. Stores overhead. Stores means what? Stock. So for stores overhead, we can take the value of stock as the base. Let us check the solution. See, stores overhead, value of stock is taken as the base. See, okay, value of materials. Stores means what? Materials. So for that, you can take the material value as the base. So value of material. So 4 is to 3 is to 2 is to 1. 4 is to 3 is to 2 is to 1. Okay, stores means what? Materials. So we can take the material as the base for allocating. 4 is to 3 is to 2 is to 1. 4 is to 3 is to 2 is to 1. Next, lighting and heating. Lighting and heating. Lighting and heating is 3000. Lighting and heating, which base you can use? See, number of light points is given. See, lighting means on light point you can allocate, no? 250, 25, 25. So how you can allocate it? Which base you can take? Number of light points. 200 is to 50 is to 25 is to 25. And one more overhead is that. Last one is power. For power, we will take horsepower. It is given in the question. So power will be horsepower of the machine. Means it is the power of the machine. So power we will divide on horsepower. Okay, 50, 25, 15, 10. 50, 25, 15, 10. So horsepower of the machine. Horsepower of machine. Okay. 50 is to 25 is to 50 is to 10. Clear? So like that you can divide this over its on basis of different bases. Now what is important is that you should remember this basis, because if MCQ question comes in examination, they will ask insurance stock on what basis you can divide. So you should know it will be divided on a value of stock. Okay. So now we have applied logic because full question we have solved. But in MCQ question comes, there also you can apply logic because you will have 4 options. Okay. Suppose a store's overhead will be given. How will it be apportioned? And 4 options will be given. So if value of material, you should select that right answer. Clear? So this much understood, everybody. So today we are stopping here. This we calculate it. We will also calculate it in the next class and then go for the next sum. Okay.